They stopped me for a minute while I had my hands held in the air, and then they let me go. Imagine if I argued back or did any sudden movements. I probably wouldn't be here now. Alright, here we go. I was born and lived in the West Bank until I turned 18, then moved abroad for studies. I visit Palestine at least twice a year, and I plan to move back soon. After living abroad, I came to the realization how hard life actually is back home. As you can imagine, the big cities in West Bank are relatively okay. However, once you hit the roads, you are in constant fear of settlers and IDF. You have to accept being humiliated and treated unfairly by young IDF arrogant soldiers. And guess what? If you disagree or argue back, you'll be detained or even held on a gunpoint. Happened numerous times in front of me. Also happened to my 15-year-old cousin. I'm on the road a lot for family reasons, and every single time I drive between cities, I have an insanely high number of guns and machine guns pointed at me for simply driving. When my European friends visited, they couldn't fathom the fact that this is how moving between cities is. I once was driving and an IDF Jeep turned to my lane facing my car, and 4 soldiers jumped out tapping on my car holding 4 guns against my face for no reason. They stopped me for a minute while I had my hands held in the air, and then they let me go. Imagine if I argued back or did any sudden movements. I probably wouldn't be here now. When this incident happened, I had a friend from Slovakia visiting, and he was just speechless as he sat in the car. Another incident I faced when I was 16. I was slapped so hard by a soldier for simply resting my back on a wall while queuing, and then I was denied entry. Another issue of concern involves certain settlers who hold extremist views and engage in disruptive behavior with the intention of causing harm or disturbance. They are not supposed to be in West Bank. They are illegally there, and worst of all, they are protected by the IDF. Keep in mind, all of them are highly provocative in many ways, and if you dare to defend yourself, you'll simply be shot. Most of them carry weapons. Again, settlements are illegal under international law, so I don't understand why the Israeli government keeps protecting them. Listen, I'll be honest for a bit. I do not blame a lot of Israelis for what's happening. It's quite simple. No one chooses where they are born. However, people should start taking a stance against their extreme government. I have been backpacking for a while now, met so many Israelis. Most of them don't know shit about what we face in West Bank or Gaza. They're so surprised when I tell them these stories. I believe if you live in a country, you should understand where your government stands and take a stand against it if they're wrong. It is time for the Israeli government to start acknowledging their wrongdoings and to start fixing shit. Another thing I hate the most is the involvement of religion. I don't care if you're Jewish, Muslim, Buddhist, or atheist. No religion justifies disrespectful or offensive behavior towards others. Don't come to me holding a 5,000-year-old book saying this is my land. I couldn't care less. Religion is faith between you and your God. Let's stop politicizing religions for political agendas. Keep in mind, I don't condone what the Palestinian government does. Their behavior is highly problematic. I also don't condone a lot of actions from our side, but this is a different topic. I tried to write a bit on what I personally faced on regular basis. Additionally, I was one of the very few lucky ones who could go abroad and see the world. 99% of Palestinians don't get this privilege, so by default what they experience is much worse than this.